What's up, guys? My name is Rob. Welcome back to Rule of Two Review. And today, will Microsoft be borrowing from Nintendo at E3? So man, there has really been a gaming news drought, so I am so sorry it's been so hard for me to get to YouTube and kind of be making some news videos and find some gaming conversations to discuss for you guys on Rule of Two Review lately. Also, I know recently I mentioned that I am preparing for a big move out of state in the next couple weeks and really busy at work and stuff, so I have also just been busy. I definitely hate not being able to make as much content as I want, but it's just one of those things where my life is busy and at the same time there just hasn't been much to talk about. However, I did manage to stumble upon a pretty cool piece of news from DualShockers.com where Xbox's Aaron Greenberg has been speaking with the Inner Circle podcast and said some pretty cool, interesting things about what they plan to do at E3 this year, most notably mentioning that they want to try something different. They want to have a different approach to the show, to their content. They said to expect a lot of games, the kinds of things that we always want to hear from all of the companies. And I just found the whole concept of them having a different approach to E3 and the show this year to be fairly interesting. It kind of reminds me of some of the things that have been happening the last couple of years with its competition. But first, let me read you one quick snippet from one of the quotes that he has about what they're doing at E3. Now, bear in mind, I'm going to have to paraphrase this because for some reason, the translation or whatever happened with how they posted the quotes on DualShockers is really jacked. I mean, I know the guy is American and speaks English, and DualShockers is an English website, so I don't think that we're looking at like a translation from another language that went wrong, but man, it's a really poorly worded sentence, and I think it's from DualShockers. I don't think it's Aaron's quote. Anyway, I'm going to do my best. Here is the quick quote that I wanted to read from him. "We're already working, and my team's actually driving a lot of the work there in close partnerships with our internal teams, and we feel really good about the show this year. We have some ideas to do some things differently at E3 this year that we haven't done before, so we're going to wait until we're ready to fully show that, but I think that we're going to take a little bit different of an approach to E3, and I feel really excited about it." So, you know, pretty straightforward and simple. There's not a whole lot of reading in between the lines there. Other than that, it was hard for me to actually put that into a couple complete sentences because, again, the actual quote just is like a nightmare to kind of read. So I will post the article below because there are a couple of quotes from Aaron Greenberg, and it is still pretty cool information. Anyway, what I wanted to discuss really quickly today is what he's getting at when he mentions that he's really excited about this new approach to E3, like I was saying. Now, I have a theory that what we just may be seeing, and we're really going to know once the show actually happens and we see what Microsoft and the other guys do, are the ripple effects from what Nintendo has done the past 2 years. And most specifically, of course, last year with the digital event. We know that in 2013, they went for kind of an E3 version of a Nintendo Direct, which was okay at best. I mean, they certainly had some great content and cool games and trailers to show, but the presentation was really off and wonky. It sucked all the energy out of their E3 presence that year, and it was just really pretty awkward, and not the way I think most of us would have liked to see that stuff play out. Now, last year, of course, we know their digital event, which was a very pre-planned and prepared for kind of event and presentation, was amazing. It was AAA, knocked it out of the park, one of the best E3 presences I've almost ever seen. So kudos to Nintendo for figuring themselves out. They had to take a weird year off to do some crazy shit in 2013, but hey, they figured it out and turned it into a pretty cool format. Of course, later I'll be making a video and discussing what I think Nintendo specifically will do this year, but in talking about Microsoft and this quote from Aaron Greenberg, it's kind of making me think that they're going to be borrowing from what Nintendo did. Now, to what capacity, I have no idea. They could do something that's almost entirely the same thing, where they deliver it solely as an online kind of show, the way that was like an hour-long show from Nintendo last year. No live audience, no press conference in front of the press and other media outlets and photographers. It might really just be a pre-filmed and edited presentation, which has the potential to be great because you can control the information, control what aspects of games and trailers and developers you want to show and talk about, and, you know, like what Nintendo did, actually be kind of funny and clever and give a lot of winks and nods to the gaming audience and to the gamer. And I think that that was so cool. And Microsoft has really been fixing their PR problems this last year. Phil Spencer has been doing awesome things. I love the guy. He's a great guy to take over. Very honest and genuine. Feels like a gamer who also knows how to make the Xbox brand strong and important and interesting to us. So if he's involved with this, which I would assume he would have to be, I think he really would know how to knock this out of the park. Now, I really don't necessarily think that they're going to be going as far into the digital event kind of market. I don't think that they want to be so brazen as to outright copy what Nintendo did 100%. I feel like, and I said this after the show too last year, I feel like what Nintendo did will slowly start to infect the rest of the show over the next couple of years. I mean, it's not like everyone's going to do exactly what Nintendo did the very next year and that's it. I mean, I think people and all these other companies, Microsoft, Sony, Ubisoft, EA, now Bethesda, I think they're going to slowly start adopting different ideas. And if anything, what Nintendo did probably planted the seed to disrupt everyone's idea of how to present E3. And I think that it's only going to get better for it, and we are only going to be benefiting from better content, more games, more quality things to watch and to play. So, you know, I feel like it's possible that maybe they do something where they still have the press conference, but they take huge breaks where they actually have sections, 10, 20, 30-minute sections that are going to be pre-filmed and edited, kind of like little short bursts of what Nintendo did last year with the digital event, interspersed with their live press conference. I think that is incredibly possible, if not likely. The other thing, this is the thing that I think more companies are going to actually adopt sooner than the entire digital event kind of idea from Nintendo. They might be doing something similar to the live Treehouse. I could see, over the next couple of years, and maybe starting this year with Microsoft and the Xbox One, maybe they're going to be taking some time to do direct feed stuff that isn't so much, Phil Spencer and, the guys from 343 and the guys from, I'm trying to think of another, Sucker Punch, are going to go sit down with people from IGN and GameSpot and Game Trailers, and they're going to conduct interviews with those people for their sites specifically, where those sites and media outlets are dictating and determining what they're talking about and what aspects they want to promote. I feel like they might be doing something like what Nintendo did, where they cut the fat and cut the bullshit of the really unfortunate gaming journalism space nowadays, and they were like, we're coming right to you. We're the game company. We're coming right to you, the gamer. These game journalists and all this other flash and glitz and glam, F that, man. Get it out of here. We're going right to you. Here's 3 days of nonstop footage, coverage from the floor, developers coming up to show us their game. This is what you can expect on our Wii U and 3DS in the next year or two, right from the developer. Let's watch 30 minutes of gameplay as they talk about it. And it was awesome. Everyone just said it was amazing. It was so well received. I was so glad to see my favorite company do that. And I want other companies to borrow from this. I'm not going to look at it as copying or cheating or stealing from Nintendo. I think it's going to be exactly what it should be, where it's planting the seeds for the entire industry to find better ways to present this stuff to us and make E3 an even better, more entertaining, more inclusive experience for us, the gamer, and us, the people who are at home and not at these shows every year. So I could see basically that. Microsoft might do some live Treehouse kind of similar event, and they might also borrow some of the digital event idea, and my theory is they might intersperse it throughout still a live press conference. I think we'd be a few years, if not many years away from all of E3 becoming this pre-edited show like the digital event. I mean, it could happen, it could not. I really just think we're going to be seeing other companies in the show borrow from that idea. So, I'm kind of talking myself in circles now. I think I've really gotten the idea out as a whole. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Again, I only see this as a good thing. What Nintendo did last year was 1,000 times better than any of us could have hoped for, No one really knew what to expect going into it. We thought maybe another bust like the E3 Direct the year before, and they totally just did better than anyone expected. I think it will absolutely change E3 for the better going forward. And Aaron Greenberg's words about E3 this year and what they plan for the Xbox One makes me think that we're going to already, in just the following year, see the first steps of the industry improving how E3 is actually presented. All right, guys, and that's it for my thoughts on the Xbox One and E3 news for today. Of course, please feel free to subscribe, like, and comment on the video. Share your thoughts, of course, in the comment section below. Follow the links below to the Facebook page and the Twitter, both of which I do run. And thanks for tuning in today. I will catch you guys on another video for Rules to Review.